This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 309.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. We have the technology. Why, hello everybody. This is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. Sadly, there are no WordCamps next weekend. So what do you do? Well, you need to get away from your computer. Take the weekend off. Take 4 hours away from your day, step away, get outside, enjoy your surroundings, as long as it's not like, heavy snow weather in the winter somewhere that you live. That's my advice. That's what I'm going to do. How about that for you? No WordCamps, get outside, step away. Okay, moving on to segment one in the news. Two things here. First and foremost, Mr. Matt Mullenweg shared his annual post about his birthday. He's been doing this since he was 19. He's now 36. It's a short little post about what's going on, what he's done in a positive way, negative way, his travel, the books he's read, etc. over on his website, ma.tt. I'll put a link in the show notes. Also in the news, in case you missed it last week, I sent off an email beyond just the normal RSS that this podcast produces to my email subscriber list. If you didn't get it, it's because you're not on my email list, and you really should sign up. Why aren't you on it? I'm highly offended. Actually, I'm not really. I don't do that many emails during the year. I might start doing a few more just to share more content in a different way. But the email this time asked for some feedback, Q&A specifically for the Q&A episodes if you have questions, and also looking for ideas for those deep dive videos that I've been speaking about for so long. So if you have any suggestions for content and topics really for those videos that I'm going to dive into, email them to me, tweet them at me, get them to me, smoke signals, whatever works. So that's what the email was all about, and you really should be on that list. So okay, moving on to segment two, the meat and potatoes of this week's show. This week I'm talking about business trust, and not like a business trust from a legal perspective. I'm talking about the saying that I hear people say all the time, that quote, "People do business with those they know, like, and trust." And back in episode 274, I did talk about trust. And that title of that show was Leaving Breadcrumbs and Saving Clients Money. And that topic is really about clients trusting us as consultants and as experts to help them do the right thing, save money, etc. But I've noticed a trend lately with conversations with my colleagues about trust from the perspective of a business owner like myself, or maybe you. And I literally had a conversation recently with my friend Renee about this as well. And then I just saw something in the last week in a Slack group I'm a part of where a friend of mine who runs a nice WordPress consulting firm got a reply from a client who asked for the minutia, the details from a proposal about how much time is spent on certain things, like 10 things broken out, and like, how much time do you spend doing this and that and this, and just like really breaking out the proposal. So is that trust for the value they provide? Why doesn't the client trust that consultant? My friend, I don't understand. Where's the fear and uncertainty from the client coming from? So in my research, I found a bunch of studies on the issue, and I try to get my head around this. I want to share this with you, where I'm at with this. And one of the stronger things that I found out there was a study that was done and an approach by the business strategist David Horsager. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. David Horsager. He has the approach with his 8 pillars of trust. And I'm going to go through them right now with you. They all begin with the letter C, which is interesting. But here's what they are. The first one being clarity. People trust the clear and mistrust the ambiguous. Second one is compassion. People put faith in those who care beyond themselves. Third is character. People notice those who do what is right over what is easy. Competency, people who have confidence in those who stay fresh, relevant, and capable. Commitment, people believe in those who stand through adversity. Connection, people want to follow, buy from, and be around friends. Contribution, people immediately respond to results. And consistency, people love to see the little things done consistently. So those are his 8 pillars. And I like a lot of them, if not all of them. I mean, they're really strong, and I think it's a great thing to get our heads around as business owners. So how do we trust others to do the things that we expect them to do as business owners, as to show up, whether it be for a job or an interview for the job, or an interview for a podcast for that matter. And I say, in thinking about these things, it takes practice, it takes diligence, and it takes just a smidgen of faith, okay? And realize that running a business is, and can be hard at times, and hiring is hard, and letting go is also difficult, and firing is hard. And realize that you have to stay on top of things. Control what you can, let go of the rest. And I think there's an overlap here, those three circles, and that overlap of pillars of trust, control what you can, let go of the other things, etc. And I share this because lately, I just see the sense out there that people aren't as trusting of agencies or of consultants for whatever reason. I just have the sense that it's there. And from my perspective, I'm having a difficult time trusting some other people as well, whether it be, a client not giving me information on time, or telling me that they don't know what they want, or that they like our work, or people trying to work with me or work for me, etc. So, okay. I kind of want to wrap it around this way. I have a quote. I have two things I want to mention here. Two more things. So, without trust in people, business won't happen. It can't happen. The influence is wrecked. The owners will lose money, causing a waterfall of failure. The list goes on. I mean, if I don't have the trust of somebody who works for me, then the project doesn't get done, and I don't make any more sales. I don't get paid. That person doesn't get paid. So, in my opinion, trust and relationships is worth much more than money. It's the currency of business, okay? Even the Dalai Lama has a quote about this. To earn trust, money and power aren't enough. You have to show some concern for others. You can't buy trust in a supermarket. So take that, I believe, and I think you can run with that. But again, those 8 pillars of trust, and I'll put those in the show notes, so if you guys want to go back and look at those again, you can. I won't read them all here right now. But yeah, I think it just takes practice, diligence, and a little bit of faith to have the wherewithal to kind of get through this as business owners in what we do. Okay, so that's this week's episode. I'm going to move on now to segment 3, Tip and Tool of the Week. This one actually is kind of, I'm not sure where I saw this one. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. It's buymeacoffee.com. It's another way you can set things up so people can say thanks and buy you a cup of coffee. And, instead they don't want to sponsor a show, they don't want to do Patreon, buymeacoffee.com. Pretty cool, actually. I set one up as well. So if you want to buy me a coffee, you can. Why not? It's over at buymeacoffee.com/KitchensinkWP. So just kind of neat, silly ways to maybe generate support and get people to be who are fans of yours to help you out. And like me, if you know me, I like coffee. So there's that. Okay, let me wrap it up. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com. or use a speak pipe function on the website. Don't forget about also sending in those Q&A questions and or deep dive video ideas. If you want to support the show, you can become a Patreon, KitchensinkWP.com/Patreon. Sponsor the show. There's a form on the website. You can buy me a cup of coffee now. Thank you so much for listening. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. See you next week. Bye-bye.